Hey, I'm going to show you how I cook my onions and carrots. The things you're going to need: some olive oil, salt, pepper, onions of your choosing, and carrots. Any onions will do. I prefer like the flavor of onions. I don't necessarily like a whole bunch of onions, so I only use one onion. And yeah. So after you've sliced your onions and carrots, you just add a generous amount of olive oil. I like to make sure it's good and even in the pan. That way, to get it started, I usually just put it on a low heat, and you can use a pan with a lid on it. I bought a pan with a lid, but I determined a pan in a pan that fits perfectly together works a lot better than my pan and lid. And here's a timer right here on my stove. I use baby carrots. You can use whatever carrots you want, the normal carrots, and you can chop them up. I'm just super lazy, so I use baby carrots, and I don't even chop them up. And once you peppered it with your favorite pepper. I use fresh grounded pepper with a dash of salt, sea salt, recommended. And then I put it on a low heat, and I set it on a low heat for about 10 minutes, just like that. Once it's been roughly about 10 minutes, because I didn't poke at it at the beginning, I like to just mix up the olive oil and stuff in there. The onions. Like I said, I like onions, but I don't like eating a whole bunch of onions. I'm more like the flavor of the onions. So I try to basically flip the onions on top of the carrots, and add a little more pepper, and then put the pan back on it. And, I think it's like the perfect heat. I like it to be like sizzling, and then I put the pan or lid back on there, and then wait another 5 or 10 minutes and stir again. And then from time to time, you just pull the pan off. I don't like all the extra water. I usually just dump it out in the trash. Not that it matters. To check on they're still not ready yet, but you'll know when it's ready when the carrots start getting soft. And that's also why you need to have a lid on your pan. I've cooked this openly in the pan before. It just takes a little longer. And then add a little salt and a little more pepper. The pepper smells good. And I just put the lid back on it. See, the carrots are starting to get a little soft. Just stir it a little bit here and there. Check to see if your carrots are starting to get soft enough to chop with the spatula. They are. Some of the small carrots are just soft enough. I may have put too much olive oil. It looks like I may have got a little too generous with the olive oil. Place the pan back on the. Place the lid or pan, whichever method you use. Now, after about 5 minutes, once the carrots are nice and soft, I use a spatula. This is a lot easier. I mean, you could cut them up before you put them in there, but once they're soft enough, you can just do a little choppy chop with your spatula. It works just as good to cut them up into little bite-sized pieces. Sometimes I'll leave them whole. Today I'm going for a little bit of onions to help out my immune systems, according to the healthiness of onions, I believe. And then once you do a little choppy chop, I usually I'm thinking I got it too high. The onions are starting to burn. I do not want to burn my onions. You do not. It just doesn't taste as much. And then that's on the final step. I'll put the lid back on there for another five minutes. I think they're about ready. Once you're satisfied with the softness of the carrots, do a little taste test. Right, that's it. And I like the onions to be not burnt, like I burnt this one, because I think that's a show. And that's how I cook my onions and carrots. And now, as a little extra, you could usually eat this with a little steak or something, but I'm really cheap. I don't have that kind of money. I usually eat the onions with 3 eggs. You have a delicious bowl of onions, onions and carrots with a little bit of an egg. And believe it or not, this is one of my favorite meals to cook. One, it's super simple and easy. I can throw it in the pan and walk away for like 5 minutes stirring it. No, nah. Well, hold on a minute. I'll finish some more talking in a second. No. Yeah. Alright, let's go. Yeah. And this is the second time I did a video about cooking onions and eggs. This is the improved version from the burnt onion version I made about a year ago. And that being said, I really hope y'all enjoyed today's little ditty. If you're new to the channel, congratulations. YouTube actually showed someone new my video. You should consider subscribing. I can do a lot, but one thing I can't do, grow the channel without your help. So I would like to thank you for stopping by.